Have we given up on giving? God was and still is serious about tithing, even considering withholding of tithe to be a form of robbery and theft. Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 to 9 says, "Will a man rob God? Yet you have robbed me. But you say, in what way have we robbed you? In tithes and offerings. You are cursed with a curse, for you have robbed me, even this whole nation." Malachi delivered a stark message in which God accused the Israelites robbing him, which highlights in Malachi chapter 3 verse 8. They knew that God owned tithes and offerings. Rather than stealing from God, they should have been generous. Generosity means that we always place God first by returning tithes and offerings, even when we don't have much to give. Living on only 9/10 of your total income just doesn't make sense. But people follow the practice of tithing. As humans, we can be afraid of giving up a portion of our income, of our tithe. God knows this and He says, "Prove me." If you put God to the test, you will find that God will take care of you and provide for all your needs. When the calendar flipped to 2020, no one could have anticipated that in just a few months, the world would be facing an unprecedented pandemic. None of us would have expected stable businesses to slow to a halt, employee sent home without pay, or employers left scrambling to lift up the pieces. When our regular bills are more than we can handle, should we keep tithing? If giving is a vital part of Christianity, it does a sudden and massive change of income in a regular tither. The churches make it through. Have you given up on giving? One of the hallmarks of Christians is becoming transformed into the character of Christ and consistently and systematically returning tithe and offerings. Well, if we say this, that God does not require money and He's not angry about it. Micah chapter 6 verses 8 says, "He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you? To act justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God." Our God is a God of mercy. In the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 41 to 44, marks the story of the widow. Jesus praised the widow's mite because although it was not much, she gave all that she had. The foundational truth is that God does not require us to give all our finances up, nor does He require it when our finances are strong. We give because it is our choice to make. It is a choice to give all of ourselves to God and all that we have to Him in all circumstances. If we give freely from our hearts because we love Jesus, because our lives are not longer our own, not because God will smite us if we don't. Have we given up on giving? When things are going well and find ourselves with more income than we have, it can be easy to spend all that we have, the extra money, on ourselves. But think of it as a great opportunity to give above and beyond your tithe. That's why it's so important to budget what you do with the extra money, so you can make sure that you're giving some too. Once you've calculated your tithe, that is, any savings and spendings you're doing, see what you have left over at the end of the month. Depending on what baby steps you're on, that extra money can go towards paying your debts, giving more than offerings, and upping your investments and spending some fun money. But look around you. Ask friends if they know anyone who need money and watch for opportunities to give them on your way. If you're intentional and at ways to be generous, you're going to find that. And remember, whether you are giving tithe, offering, or some other special contribution, should be because you want to, not because you have to. To conclude, allow me to read from the very next words from the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 10. Shows God's promises, and he says, "Bring all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be food in the house. And try me now with this, says the Lord of hosts, if I will not open up the windows of heaven for you and pour out for you such blessing, there will not be enough to receive it." So, if you have given up on giving, it's time to reconsider your bountiful blessings that awaits you. Thank you.